Accordingly, interviews will be held. In addition, the Postal Department is being modernized with digitalization. The government has given considerable basic salary increase for all government employees. Overtime rates are calculated based on the basic salary increase. To pay increased OT rates, the Treasury is unable to release funds. Therefore, OT rates will be calculated according to the salary that will be paid in January 2027. Thereby, postal workers now receive higher rates from April this year, higher rate of OT than they had in March this year. Some say this rate is not enough. However, this is a common policy implemented in the government service. This cannot be changed. Therefore, it is useless to further talk about OT rates. In a backdrop of increasing salaries and other allowances, spending tax money of the people, some demands to not install fingerprint machines. As a government, such matters cannot be tolerated. Therefore, the government will definitely implement the fingerprint system. The postal workers who are willing to mark fingerprints will continue their service. Those who are unable to mark it are allowed to find a job in a place where no fingerprint machines. The government will never give in to this unfair demand. There are some bankrupt political parties behind this move. The Postal Department is running at a loss. Therefore, the government can continue talks only if the workers are ready to agree with the current OT rates and fingerprint machines. Leave has been cancelled and the next decision is regarding the salaries. The government requests the public not to be panicked over any delay of letters and parcels. People should bear this burden for some time and the government will definitely solve this issue in favour of the general public. Meanwhile, the Mahasanga has expressed their satisfaction over the government's decision regarding this issue. The Venerable Theras urged civil servants to adhere to the government's stance.
The Colombo Magistrates Court ordered today to remand former director of the National Lotteries Board, Thusita Halolua, until the 28th of this month. The Colombo Crimes Division produced the suspect before the court today in the afternoon. The Colombo Crimes Division informs the court today that the Narahimpita police conducted initial investigations as per a complaint made by the suspect at the vehicle he was travelling was shot at Narahimpita area. The police informed the court that there is a confusion in the information provided by the suspect. It was also stated in the court that the suspect has misled the court accordingly. Since the case is a complicated investigation, the Colombo Crimes Division requested the court to remand the suspect and he was ordered to be remanded by the court. Former Minister Shashandra Rajapaksa has been further remanded until the 26th of this month as per an order issued by the Colombo Magistrates Court today. The Bribery Commission told the court that the suspect had forwarded an application in order to get compensation, stating that the people of the Aragalaya destroyed a building constructed illegally by the suspect which belonged to the Mahavali authority. The court issued the order accepting the request made by the Bribery Commission to further remand him since further investigations are being conducted regarding influencing officials for this purpose. The Colombo Magistrates Court today rejected the request made by former Minister Rajatha Ratna through a motion to issue an interim injunction order to temporarily suspend the warrant issued to take him into custody. The magistrate issued the order after considering the facts presented by attorneys at law appeared on behalf of the officials of the Bribery Commission and Rajatha Ratna.
ඒ මොකෝ අධිකරණයේ විසින් නීතිය යුක්තිය ඉටු වෙයි කියන බලාපොරොත්තුවෙන් අපි එනවා. නීතියට අපි හිස නමනවා, යුක්තියට හිස නමනවා.
The Colombo Magistrates Court also ordered to further remand until the 2nd of September former Senior Superintendent of Police of the Cultural Division of the Police Department, Satish Gamage, who was in prison after being taken into custody in connection with an investigation conducted by the Bribery Commission.
The pre-budget meeting 2026 relevant to the Ministry of Rural Development, Social Security and Community Empowerment was held today at the President's office under the patronage of President Anurakumar Dissanayake. The President instructed the officials at this meeting to implement the program to make each social groups directly contribute to the national economy productively, properly utilizing the funds allocated from the budget to uplift the living standard of the rural community. He pointed out that accordingly with the flow of funds to rural areas, their economy can be rapidly developed. He also instructed the officials to submit budget proposals intending training programs for social service officers. Minister of Rural Development, Social Security and Community Empowerment Upali Pannilage, President Secretary Dr. Nandika Sanath Kumar Nayaka, officials of the Finance Ministry and several others were present at this discussion.
Speaker Dr. Jagat Vikramaratne says that more details regarding the further action to be taken will be informed after studying the facts about the no confidence motion against Deputy Minister of Defence Aruna Jayasekara. He made this comment during the Parliament session held today. Speaker Dr. Jagat Vikramaratne said that the no confidence motion regarding Deputy Minister of Defence, retired Major General Aruna Jayasekara, signed by the leader of the opposition, Sajith Premadasa, and 31 other parliamentarians representing the opposition, dated 12th August 2025, was handed over to him. The Speaker further stated that he will study the matters included in the above motion and inform the House about the action to be taken in this regard. Now, Cabinet spokesman Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa says that if a government minister has been accused of misconduct even during his ministerial portfolio or while he was in public service prior to the ministerial post, the government will not hesitate to conduct investigations into this matter independently and in a fair manner.
The minister expressed these views in a response to a question raised by a journalist regarding the alleged accusation against Minister of Power and Energy Kumara Jayakodi by the Bribery Commission. The minister made these comments at the press briefing held in the Government Information Department today. Cabinet spokesman Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa said that this is not a matter relating to the minister's activities after accepting the ministerial portfolio. This is a problem relating to him when he was a government servant during the period of 2005 to 2015. Some employees who were dismissed by him have levelled this allegation against the minister. This is still only a matter published in media. The Bribery Commission may conduct proper investigations regarding this in future. Then the minister will have the opportunity to prove his innocence. At the relevant arbitrary court, an order has been issued that there is no loss for the government under this matter. The minister also said that the first task of the team that submitted the no confidence motion is to present it to the parliament according to the parliamentary tradition. Then it will be debated in the House. The government has many things to reveal in this debate. The problem is that whether such a no confidence motion can be submitted against the deputy minister. It is up to the opposition to get this problem solved. In any case, if the motion is brought to the parliament, the government will act accordingly. When the East attack took place, Sajith Premadasa was the third responsible person at the then government. Ranjit Magduma Bandara was the Minister of Defence. Many members of the opposition were responsible characters in that government. The concerned opposition members should reveal that who were the persons taken into custody under their rule. Now that the opposition should prepare the background to debate all these important matters.
National organizer of the Democratic National Alliance, Niruksha Kumara, says that the no confidence motion brought forth by the opposition against Deputy Minister Aruna Jayasekara is baseless. He made these comments joining a media briefing held today at the headquarters of the alliance. National organizer of the Democratic National Alliance, Niruksha Kumara, said that a no-confidence motion has been presented against the Deputy Minister Aruna Jayasekara by the Samagajana Balavega. The no-confidence motion has been brought not for a political purpose but regarding dereliction of duty as the commander of the Eastern Service Command when the retired Major General was in the service of the Army at the time of the Easter Sunday attacks. When the no-confidence motion proposal is closely observed, it is regretful that of the position of the country and the role of Sajith Premadasa as the leader of the opposition, he pointed out. He has presented in Parliament a number of such motions in the capacity of the leader of the opposition. Mahesh Senanayaka was the commander of the army when Aruna Jayasekara was the commander of the Eastern Command, and disciplinary action should have been taken if there was any case of dereliction of duty by Aruna Jayasekara. This is the highly questionable point. Since Mahesh Senanayaka is now with the opposition, they will have to fulfill a more responsible duty, he added.
The all-share price index of the Colombo Stock Exchange recorded its all-time high value, exceeding 20,571 units. At the end of today's trade, the all-share price index increased by 100.55 units. Today's total turnover has been recorded as 10.08 billion rupees. A special feature has been the exceeding of 6,000 units limit of the S&P SL 20 index of the Colombo Stock Exchange for the first time. This condition has been propelled by the attraction of local and foreign investors due to the economic aspects such as decrease in the interest rate and inflation, along with the increase in the gross domestic product.
The Cabinet has approved the linking of the government institutions maintaining a crucial national information infrastructure facilities with the National Cyber Protection Operations Centre. The objective is to minimize the risk of obstruction for the essential services provided by public institutions and financial institutions due to cyber attacks targeting the above-mentioned entities. The proposal was presented to the Cabinet by President Andrew Kumar Dissanayaka. The transfer of private and sensitive data to other parties, personal security within the community, national security, economic stability, public health, good governance in society adversely affect the reliability of public trust regarding these institutions. The National Cyber Protection Operations Centre is being operated under the guidance of Sri Lanka Computer Emergency Readiness Forum and the Ministry of Digital Economy in order to minimize the above threats and risks. The National Cyber Protection Operations Centre continuously monitors, identifies and responds to cyber threats 24 hours a day, as well as providing facilities to identify and report any type of malicious software and unauthorized access. The Cabinet of Ministers approved the proposal made by Minister K.D. Lalkantha to provide fertilizer subsidy to the farmers via digital technology. The appropriateness of the QR code or digital technology has been identified in order to provide fertilizer to the farmers in a proper and an efficient manner. The Cabinet also approved the introduction of a concessionary loan proposal scheme in order to encourage young entrepreneurs in the agri and industrial sector proposed by Minister K.D. Lalkantha. A sum of 500 million rupees has been allocated for the purpose of implementing concessionary loan proposal scheme for the entrepreneurs in the agri and industrial sector as per a proposal in the 2025 budget. The project will be implemented for a period of 5 years and it has been proposed to provide a sum of 5 million rupees as the maximum loan facility for the beneficiary. A proposal presented by Minister Vijitha Herath in order to develop selected places of tourist attraction located in Palwatha and Sevanagala sugar factory premises also received the approval of the Cabinet. It is expected to implement 2 projects with the public-private partnership. The Cabinet has also approved the provision of financial aid in order to obtain residential facilities for young people transitioning from institutionalized to socialized status. A sum of 1,000 million rupees has been allocated as per the proposal in the 2025 budget to provide a financial assistance of 1 million rupees, enabling them to construct a stable and a safe housing unit. Accordingly, it includes the youth of both genders who does not possess a permanent and safe house but in the expectation of getting married or already married after the completion of 18 years of age. Attention will also be paid to those youths above 18 years of age still in child development centres due to non-availability of a proper family background or a means of living. The proposal was presented by Minister Saroja Savitri Paul Raj. The Cabinet of Ministers granted approval to the proposal furnished by Minister Sunil Handunethi to call for aspirations at international level for reopening the Kurunchathir Sultan, which had been halted due to the war existed in northern and eastern provinces under public-private partnership methodology. The Cabinet also approved the proposal presented by Minister Ramalingam Chandrasekhar to renovate and repair cool rooms owned by Ceylon Fisheries Corporation in order to ensure price stability and food safety of aquatic and ocean resources produce. It has also been planned to renovate soon the 200 metric ton cool room at Modara as a freezer cool room with a capacity of 2.5 metric tons, which was not properly maintained previously. Deputy Minister of Economic Development Anil Jayantha Fernando emphasized in the Parliament today that the government has not printed money at any point.
The Minister made this observation joining the second reading of the debate of the establishment of Smart Regulatory Authority draft bill. The draft bill was passed with amendments today. Deputy Minister of Economic Development Anil Jayantha Fernando said that a certain organisation reported that the government printed money more than the value of 1,200 billion rupees. The government does not have ability to print money under the present conditions. A host of activities have been reported in the central bank when the economy expands and the inflow of foreign exchange exists. Additional activities in the central bank are added due to open market operations. Trade and managing of reserves, there was no printing of money at all. This has been a statement to mislead the society. Parliamentarian Ravi Karunanayake pointed out that what has been done is the normal procedure. Deputy Minister of Economic Development Anil Jayantha Fernando said that the gap between reserves and broad money can occur in two methods. One is the conducting of monetary financing by the government. A situation of inflation has been created by previous governments due to misuse of finance. The second method is the engagement of reserves for open market operations by administering its finances by the central bank. According to parliamentarian Kabir Hashim, the act of the Gambling Regulatory Authority can affect the economy positively. There is a monopoly in casino and it is a question that whether it can be resolved through an act. The system change requested has to be achieved by breaking the mafia condition. Deputy Minister Chaturanga Singh observed that the regulatory authority is formed in order to formulate regulations. Regulations can be formulated in a way suitable to the country unitedly by everyone. The leaders who allow deregulation of all activities and allowing to gain high profits through favorations along with non-payment of tax are now silent. Deputy Minister Mahinda Jayasinghe said that income earned during the past 6 months has been 2,325 million rupees. It has been 1,865 million rupees last year. The country has been able to earn assets of about 25%. At the same time, the country was successful in reducing expenditure by 11% when income was increased by 25%. This has been a more income even expected by the International Monetary Fund. Assets of certain persons of past governments increased when money was allocated for certain projects. Parliamentarian Namal Rajapaksa was of the opinion that casinos are being used to attract investors. He questioned whether investors will come to such a country where politicizing of the state mechanism is done in order to attract investors along with the politicizing of the judicial system. Minister Vasantha Samarasinghe said that the present government can point out case by case of the persons during the previous governments. Court cases are pending due to investments carried out and it has been the manner in which previous governments have attracted investments. What has been done by taking loans to the tune of 30,000 billion rupees, he questioned. Parliamentarian Hekta Puhami asked whether gambling at funerals will also be taxed by the government. It has to be made clear as to from whom will be taxed, he pointed out. Deputy Minister of Economic Development Anil Jayantha Fernando said that the term gambling can be defined in many ways. Betting can also be kind of gambling and everything will be revealed in the future regulatory measures.
Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya says that the history, culture and heritage of a country play a vital role in ensuring social harmony and unity among its people. The Prime Minister made these comments participating in a religious ceremony at the ancient Sankapeti temple in Kadivela yesterday. She also said that preserving this heritage in a manner that earns the respect of all citizens is a sacred responsibility entrusted to the government. The ceremony of offering the Sannas Patra, declaring the ancient Sankapeti temple in Kadivela as a sacred site, was held yesterday and the document was respectfully offered to the chief incumbent, Venerable Kanangama Narada Thera. Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya said that today marks a special day for this temple as the government has offered the Sannas Patra, declaring the ancient Sankapeti temple in Kotalaval, Kadivela as a Raja Mahavihare sacred site to the chief incumbent Thero. This is an especially significant occasion as it coincides with the birthday of the present chief incumbent, Most Venerable Kanangama Narada Thero, who is providing spiritual leadership to this temple. The Premier expressed her views and wishes to the Thero for good health and long life to engage in meritorious services for many more years. The old Buddha shrine in the temple is confirmed by archaeologists to contain ancient paintings and statues belonging to the Gampola and Kotte eras. The Prime Minister said that she had the fortune to witness the priceless jewels of the historical heritage with her own eyes. The history, culture and heritage of a country play a vital role in ensuring social harmony and unity among its people. The event was graced by the presence of the Most Venerable Karaguda Uyanguda Maitri Murti Thera of the Sri Lanka Amarapura Mahanikaya, Venerable Balapitiya Sri Sivali Thero, General Secretary of the Amarapura Mahasanga Sabha and Deputy Minister Gamagedra Disanayaka.
Asia Pacific Institute for Broadcasting Development General Conference was inaugurated in Thailand today. The Thailand government hosts this year's summit. As the first day today was included with two major sessions, the AIBD Strategic Plan Team meeting took place in the morning today to review AIBD strategic plans and initiatives. The second session was held as a meeting with the AIBD members of the Executive Board, reviewing the AIBD direction and strategies. The Executive Board meeting chaired by PRD Director General Sudrute Lekazam, Chairman of the AIBD Indian National Gaurav Dwivedi, Chief Executive Officer of the AIBD Phenomenal Jnana Pragasam, and Chairman of the Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation Gihan De Silva were present at the occasion. The plenary session will be held tomorrow with the attendance of 26 representatives of full member countries. The conference will conclude on the 21st of this month with a special tour organized for the representatives.
And we have more news from home in brief. 3 persons were injured in a road accident occurred at the Kimbulavala area along the Hinguragoda Madarigiriya main road this morning and admitted to Hinguragoda Hospital. The accident occurred when an Air Force Defender vehicle collided with a private bus. The red beetle trap prepared to eliminate red beetle pest was introduced to coconut cultivators yesterday. It was introduced at the Dompe Division Secretariat under the patronage of Parliamentarian Attorney at Law Upulabe Vikrama. The 2 persons who attempted to bring a stock of illegal fags to the country from the Katunaka airport were taken into custody this morning by the officials of Police Narcotic Bureau. Police stated that the stock of cigarettes has a market value of nearly 5.94 million rupees. The 2 suspects are businessmen residing in Trincomalee area. The Sri Lanka team that won medals at the 18th International Geological Olympiad competition held in China arrived in the island last night. This team of students who represented Sri Lanka Geological Association has won 2 gold, 4 silver and 2 bronze medals. 130 under 19 students from 31 countries participated in this competition. Sri Lanka competitors have participated for this competition in 15 occasions and able to win the highest amount of medals this time.
Monty Jayawardena, who represented Sri Lanka at the 4th Mr. Universe pageant held in India, has been able to win 2 events. The pageant was conducted in Lucknow, India from the 11th to the 17th of this month with the participation of 45 youths under the age of 18 from 45 countries around the world. Monty Jayawardena won both the events of Mr. Teen Universe Ambassador and Best Teen National Costume. Mayum Srimali was the national director of the pageant. Parents and a large number of other guests were present at the Katunayake International Airport to welcome Monty Jayawardena, who arrived in the island today. That's it on local news. Stay tuned with us for news overseas.
වැරදිදේ තෝරන්න රසකුණේ කරගන්න මේ හැම දේතන අපි කැමතිම දේ ප්‍රීමා ස්ටෙලා අපි හැමෝම කැමති.
And in foreign news, US President Donald Trump has proposed that his Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin arrange direct talks with Ukrainian President Zelensky to advance peace efforts.
Meanwhile, President Zelensky described his recent discussions at the White House as highly successful. The White House meeting between President Trump and President Zelensky focused on ending the war in Ukraine, drew significant global attention yesterday. The discussions were also joined by European leaders, including the Prime Ministers of the United Kingdom, France and Italy, the President of Finland, the German Chancellor, as well as the NATO Secretary General and the President of the European Commission. Both President Trump and President Zelensky expressed their satisfaction, describing the talks as successful. President Trump added that the discussions also covered security guarantees that could be coordinated for Ukraine with European leaders. The White House later announced that following the initial round of talks and the agreements reached with President Zelensky, President Trump held a telephone conversation with Russian President Vladimir Putin. During that call, Trump urged his Russian counterpart to hold direct discussions with Ukrainian leader with the aim of advancing negotiations to end the war. that the Western Province won the championships in men's and women's basketball events of the 49th National Sports Festival.
The championship was held at the Kotavila Indoor Stadium in Matara. Men's and women's teams joined the championship representing all the 9 provinces. Teams of the Western and Northern provinces qualified for the women's finals. The Western Province women's team won the match 57-42. Third place was secured by the Central Province. Northern and Western Province teams had qualified for the men's finals as well. The match was won by the Western Province 101 points to 48, played against the Northern Province. Northern Province became the runners-up. Mevani Pereira of Western Province was adjudged the best women's player of the tournament. Roksha Natapattu of the same province was adjudged the best men's player. And with that, we wrap up tonight's news bulletin. Do join us tomorrow for more of the very latest. Until then, good night.
Good night.